Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are back at Project Our House. Have you missed me? It's been about 2 months since our last video, and we've gotten a few things done. Can you tell? Last time we talked with you guys, we were working on or going over the details of our glorious privacy screen, which is now completed. As you can see, it looks amazing. That thing was a royal pain in the butt. Like I said in my last video, there was no instruction manual on how to do any of this stuff. So we had to figure out how to build the mounting, how to build the supports, where to find the material, what the material is made out of, how to mount it, how to space it, how to cut it. It was a nightmare. You get to skip all that and just see the finished product. But those slats are actually, they look like wood. They're actually an extruded aluminum product that came all the way from Japan, so hence the long wait. And it is a veneered product, so you set it, forget it, it's done forever. Just like the wood that you see over here, it's actually not wood, it's a product called Nichiha. It's something that we use that looks like wood, and they have 20 or 30 different colors, but you set it, forget it, it's a fiber cement man-made product. We've done wood on other houses, just unfortunately with wood comes a lot of maintenance. You know, you always see the modern houses with Ipe. We want to skip all that because you have to keep oiling the Ipe 1, 2, 3, 4 times a year. This product, set it, done. So inside the house, we've had some updates. As you can see, I have some beautiful grass around me. It's not green yet. It's March, it's dormant. It's about to turn green as spring comes. But we got all our landscaping in. You can actually see the yard. You can see our amazing hedge. Let me walk you through this hedge real quick. You can see these big, lovely, not sad looking like our last wave of bushes. These bushes are amazing. Our guys from Nature's Management Group came and hooked us up, did all the landscaping. We planted this hedge all the way down and around to just really give that kind of curb privacy off of the main street. And then we'll put a fence behind this for the added security. But this helps privatize it, and these will all grow in together, and this will actually form a true hedge once you cut it, manicure it, and allow it to grow in a little bit. So super happy with how this turned out. Super happy with our front yard. This is gonna be a great space to kids to run around, dogs to run around, whatever, just hang out. You can see our front facade is looking a little bit more fresh and crispy. We have not finished our planter box yet. We have a bunch of plants that are gonna go inside of this planter box. This is a render of what it looks like. We are planning to put all kinds of tropical bushes and trees and all kinds of fun stuff in there. But now you can see it's at least clean, it's covered up, it's looking fresh. We're gonna plant those a little later just to allow it to get a little warmer outside. But you can see our front door is exposed. It's not done yet. It will get stained. It'll look more like that and that. Our windows are all done. Everything's looking all good. The exterior is pretty much wrapped up. Instead of going through the house, I'm gonna take you around the house. Follow me. All right, so we're in the backyard now, and you're gonna notice a few things. Obviously, we have our landscaping, like I said. Our whole fence is done. We got it in. It's actually a cedar fence instead of the typical pine. But what we're gonna do back here is, you can see we planted 6 trees down the fence line, and we have a planter bed in the back. Again, we just planted all this stuff. It's just the end of March right now, so spring is just coming. These things will leaf up and bloom in, and we're gonna plant a bunch of other things along the fence line to kind of soften the fence and kind of make it disappear and make it more green. So that'll be a really cool thing. Think of like cool modern ivies and things growing up the fence, stuff like that. But we did the cedar wood. We'll stain that and it'll match the siding on the house. We just need that to weather in a little bit. But over here by the pool, now you can see our tiles are finally going in. We waited a long time for these tiles. And what's kind of fun is this large tile, you can see each one of these tiles is almost as long as me. I think they're 5 feet by 5 feet roughly, these tiles. We use this same tile for the whole pool deck. That's what they're working on right now. But we also use the same tile all for the entire first floor of this house. It's all finished and installed now. Unfortunately, it's covered with a protective paper, so you can't really see much. I'll show you a little bit when we get inside. But now you can kind of get the vibe and the vision for how these large format tiles really look when you put them together. And that floor is just gonna flow from inside to outside and make everything just feel that much bigger because the flooring material stays the same. And we went to the extent of carrying it all the way to the edge of the pool, and it's actually the pool coping. So that last tile is slit, so you can have like a 12, 14-inch coping or whatever it is, but it's 3/4 of an inch thick. The other tiles are regular thickness. And then the first row of tiles around the pool has a special treatment on it two rows actually, have a special treatment on it to help for slip resistance coming out of the pool. So all these little details kind of add up and make the big picture really cool. But you're seeing this now. We've got our pool beam built in the back. All of that's going to get clad with these big, beautiful black slabs, large format slabs that all get mitered in. And that thing becomes a bench, a fireplace, and two waterfalls coming off of that where you see the little white pipe. Spa over there. These guys will continue the tiles up. The skylight is now completed. I've got it covered up still because I don't want it to get damaged during construction. It's very sensitive. And then right here, off of the deck here, there'll be a kitchen right here. So there'll be a 12-foot peninsula that comes out, barbecue, sink, countertop all the way, seating on the back, and then we're underneath the cabana, or we're underneath the roof, and you can see the 4 spaces we've got up here for heaters. The ceiling is now done in the roof. It's that same Nichiha material, and you can see the outline around the perimeter going all the way back. That's going to be an LED light, which is going to glow this thing up at night and look super sexy. More LEDs to be seen throughout the property. You can see the tracks starting to go in up top on the master suite balcony. And there's also a track underneath the balcony. So we just got those details and trims put up. We're putting this same tile up top too, so it just has total cohesiveness. This outdoor area is going to be a stunner and an entertainer's delight. Let's go inside and I'll show you a few more things. All right guys, so we're back inside the living room. You've been in here a half a dozen times, I'm sure already. Not much has changed. The only thing that's changed is all the refinements are starting to show through. Obviously, welcome to the war zone. We're doing trim, we're doing interior doors, and we're starting to set cabinets, believe it or not. So you're seeing some finished sheetrock, you're seeing a few things, but as we rotate around here into the kitchen area, you can see just a little hint of what is to come if you look up. And now you can see the finished LED track up top. So the tracks are in, all the mudding is done. There's 2 hidden speakers up there as well. That LED is gonna look sick when we finish it out. Now this is a live real render of what the kitchen's going to look like using the exact materials we're using. If you flip back to here, it's a white canvas. You really gotta have the vision because in the end it's gonna look sick. Let's go look at one more thing. So you can see we're getting some tile work done too. We've pretty much finished all the tile work in all the bathrooms minus a couple. So this is a specific tile we're using. We've got LED niches here. We've got a very sexy European faucet setup here going in for the shower. And this tile was matched down. The floor tile is actually the same tile we just saw out at the pool deck. But I want to show you something really cool we did in this house. So follow me. So we did a very, very special door in this house. I think I've touched on it before. We ordered doors from a company called Deoris, which is down in Fort Lauderdale area in South Florida, Miami. These doors are completely trimless, no casing, no nothing. They have a few different versions, but the version we got is a completely mud-in door. So what that means is you have an aluminum frame, which you can just barely see a little piece of right there sticking down. And we actually had to do a trim detail because our baseboards are going to be flushed into the actual wall. So the sheetrock and the baseboards will have a flush face with just that little reglet detail like you saw in our Blanton house. So on the door jambs, we had to have them CNC machine out this part of the aluminum so that our baseboard can pass all the way to the very edge. But you're actually not even seeing the frame here because you can see we have a first coat of mud on here. Now they've filled it in, fiberglassed it in. Behind the tape is what's left of the aluminum frame, which is barely anything. And when I close the door, all you see is door. So there's no casing, there's no trim, there's no nothing. It's just door. That's the super sleek look that we wanted in this house. These doors were pretty pricey, but I think they're worth it. They come with all of the high-end hidden hinges inside of the door, and they come with the integrated magnetic door hardware as well. So everything is elevated up to the highest level. And then we even removed the trim around it, which I just think is the coolest thing ever. So it took a long time for us to get these doors. Very special product, but you'll see them in a lot of high-end homes. It's a very, very subtle detail, but that's what makes this whole project so special, is all these little tiny special details. Like for example, if I look up on the ceiling, you'll see the little circles everywhere. All of those recessed can lights, you're used to like a trim that goes up on top. These are all completely flushed in. So there's no trim, there's nothing hanging down. All you just see is a circle. Like it's all flushed into the plaster and the sheetrock. Same thing, if you walk with me down here. If you walk down here, you'll see that rectangular vent up on the ceiling. It's from a company that makes flush vents. So you literally take that vent, you put it in, you sheetrock the whole thing in so you don't see those ugly grills anymore. And there's a piece that will go inside of that, so all you'll see is just a little channel. Just like the door, all you see is that little shadow line. No grills, no ugliness, no screws, completely flush. And then throughout this entire hallway, below us, all around the house, we have hidden speakers. There's actually speakers in the ceiling, but you can't see them because they're sheetrocked in. So all those little details give you the kind of flush effect that you want when you're going for a super minimalist look. We're up here in what is to be the yoga room. Let's check out a couple cool little things. This is raised up, so from the outside you get that kind of cantilevered effect. The bathroom tile is done. You're seeing a little taste of it on the floor, but you can mainly see it here on the walls. This is not grouted yet, because there's gonna be a big old drop-in soaker tub that goes on top of this. So these guys are gonna finish up these little miter details, get this all locked in, and then they're gonna grout all of this and we drop in our big old tub. And then on the other side, just looks like an empty box, this is gonna be a sauna. So this is a perfect size for like a 5x7, I think it is, or a 5x9 sauna. Be a big old glass door right here and a little cedar sauna in here, super cool. And then inside of this room that we're in, this is like all windows. So this is a really cool room because you have just views of everything. You can see who's coming and going. And so this was supposed to be the yoga room. You have your sauna right here. You'll have your soaker tub. There'll be a bottle filler in there, obviously full bathroom and shower. This is gonna be a really cool space. So down in the basement, you guys remember this space because of the cool turntable, but now you can see the LED light track that's in the ceiling. It is installed, it is finished. It is a perfect mirror of the turntable that's down on the ground, and that will be filled with LED light. It kind of looks like a Pac-Man because we went around the skylight, and now you can actually see what the skylight looks like from below. We have a couple little details to button up on it. This space is turning out to be something really, really cool that I'm super happy with. Again, you're seeing over here, this is what the door frames look like before we start treating them with the mud and all the details that go into them. So there you have this aluminum frame with all this part here that you attach the mud into, and you mud right to this very fine edge. So all this gets filled in and all this disappears. And from the inside, they do sheetrock returns just like you would do on a window. So they bring the sheetrock over and they return it straight into the jamb. So you see almost like this much jamb, barely anything. Basically the thickness of the door is all you see from the inside, and that'll all get sprayed and painted with the color of the walls. So the whole thing will just disappear. Really excited about it. Glad you guys stopped by to watch the video of our progress. A lot more to come. We're kind of on cruise control now towards the finish line. So the next video, this house is gonna look even more different. So stay tuned. I'll try and give you updated on that. We'll see you on the next one, guys.